Good morning, everybody. Paul here. Today I'm going to do a shave comparing the RazoRock XXX soaps. This is the new formulation of the RazoRock XXX soap. This one has tallow, and this is the old formulation. This being the basically the Acqua di Parma in a different packaging. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to shave one side of my face with one soap and one side with the other soap, and I'm going to be using two brushes that have these brushes both have a TGN 26 millimeter 2-band finest knots in them, so the same knot, a little bit different handle. One's kind of a polo style, one's a sort of an M7 style. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and while I'm lathering up this, while I'm kind of getting things ready, I'm just going to let the brushes soak here for a second. Okay, put them in the scuttle there for a minute. Okay, and just to give you an idea, this is the Acqua di Parma soap, and just to compare the way it looks, this is the old formulation of the RazoRock, and this is the Acqua di Parma. And I don't know if it shows up too well there in the picture, but they're both they both look basically the same. They kind of have that same sort of slight yellowish tint to it. And the new formulation of the I think you can kind of see it there. The new formulation of the XXX is whiter in color. The scent. So the scent of the actual Acqua di Parma is a little bit stronger than both of these, and from my usage of the soap, it seems a little bit more concentrated as well. It seems like it takes less soap to get the same amount of lather, but the scents are pretty similar. I think the Acqua di Parma and the old formulation of XXX have like a slightly spicier note to them, and the newer version is very close, but it's not as strong, and it has a little bit sharper type note to it. And I don't know if it's just because this has been, sitting around longer. I've had this for over a year, probably maybe almost 2 years now. And I don't know if it's just cured more than this one, but there is a slight fragrance difference. They're very similar though in their fragrance. The new formulation really captured the essence of the Acqua di Parma and the old XXX quite well. So I've applied Vito's pre-shave today, and I'm going to be using that as my pre-shave. I'm going to be using a Gem 1912 Damaskene razor. This razor was given to me by one of the MAs that works in my office. Her boyfriend, whose name is Todd, is a wet shaving enthusiast, and he found this in one of the local antique stores, and he shaved with it. He didn't like the way it shaved, and so he knew that I was into wet shaving and gave it to me. So I'm very happy to have it. I've been kind of looking for one of those razors for quite a while, and this one just kind of fell into my lap. So I was pretty excited about that, and I'm going to go ahead and use it today. And so my brush has been soaking. I just kind of gave it a light squeeze, and I'm just going to go ahead and load it. I'm going to start out on the right side of my face with the new formulation of the XXX. So I'll give it a good loading. Okay, that should do it. And we'll go ahead and start lathering up here. And as you lather this, actually the scent kind of opens up a little bit more on this soap. So I'm just going to turn the water on here, because it's a little bit dry. And we'll go ahead and just add water, and we'll get this lathered up real good. Let's see what we got. I have found, I've used these soaps, I've been using these soaps as pretty much, I've alternated between these soaps throughout the week this week, and I found that they all perform really, really well. I enjoy all of them. I think the new formulation really works great. And I don't feel like that I would be missing out on anything using this soap and not having the old formulation or the Acqua di Parma for that matter. You could buy several well, at least a couple, 2 or 3 tubs, 4 tubs of this soap for the price of one of those tubs of Aqua de Parma, and you basically have the same experience. So I think Joe at the Italian Barber really did a bang-up job on this soap, and I'm really happy with it, and I'm glad they brought it back because I really enjoyed the scent of the XXX quite a bit. So as you can see, without much effort, we have a nice soap, gives a nice rich creamy lather. So we'll go ahead and just set that brush aside, set that over there, and then here's the, we'll go and give that a shake, a little squeeze, and then we'll go ahead and start loading the, this is the old formulation of the XXX. We'll give it a good 30-second loading. And we'll go ahead and start lathering it up. So my first impression is again, this soap lathers up really easily, but it does not seem to be quite as dense as the tallow version. The tallow version seems to be a little denser and a little creamier. But again, this is a very easy lathering soap, and also forms a quite nice lather. So. And on this one, I did not have to really add any water to it. I already had enough water in the brush. And it seems like it lathered up a little bit quicker. And as the soaps are lathered, the scents are very close once they're lathered up. They're a little bit slightly different in the bowl, but once lathered up, they're pretty much the same. The difference between the two is really hardly noticeable. So, kind of clean off my ears here, clean off the sideburns so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got the new formulation on this side of the sink and the old formulation on this side of the sink. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Alright, we'll go ahead and get going. And in this razor I have a Gem Blue Star blade. In this blade, I believe it's on about its 4th shave, so. Because these DE blades are a little bit thicker than a standard DE blade, they do seem to last a bit longer. And what I've noticed about the Blue Star blade is that the Blue Star blade is a carbon steel blade, and it does get some water spots on it. I noticed right after my first shave I had some water spotting on it, and so I think the carbon steel is a little bit more prone to corrosion than maybe a coated blade would be, but I have not noticed it affecting the quality or the feel of the blade at all. And what I do with my blades is once I'm done shaving with them, I'll rinse them off in very hot water, dry them off, and then give them a dip in alcohol. So, okay, second pass. Again, this side I'm using the new formulation of XXX, and on this side I'll be using the old formulation. Okay, so in the second pass of lava, it looks pretty similar. Of course, that has been sitting for a minute, so it may have dried out a little bit slightly. The Damaskene is a very smooth feeling razor. And it seems to be quite mild, but very comfortable. Okay, wipe this off a little bit. Okay, so we'll get that all wiped off real good. Again, this is the old formulation of XXX. And the new formulation. So in this pass, after the soap's been sitting in the brushes a little bit, the lather seems a little bit, again, just a little bit denser on the new formulation side. Both sides are equally slick. And seem to provide a really nice glide for the razor. Okay. And I'll go ahead and just do a little touch up here on the neck on both sides. Okay, and same thing on this side. Okay, we'll call that good. So I'm just going to rinse off my face here, apply a little aftershave, and then we'll take a look at what's left over in the brushes on both sides. So all in all, I'm pretty impressed with the new formulation of the XXX. It seems to be actually a little bit, just looking at them side to side, a little bit denser in its consistency. Feels a little thicker, which I don't know if that's, I guess it's probably due to the tallow that's in the soap. It lathers really easily. It does seem to take a little bit more water than the old formulation. The old formulation doesn't seem to be as water hungry. So I'm just going to apply a little aftershave. Today I'm going to be using Kampert's Finest Arcadia Spice Bay Rum. I've been a big fan of the Kampert's Finest Frostbite aftershave. I think they've done a great job with their aftershaves. They leave the face feeling nice and refreshed after the shave. They have a moisturizing characteristic to them, so you really don't have to use a balm with them. It's like having a splash and a balm all in one. And the Arcadia Spice is a really nice smelling bay rum. Again, it does have a slightly increased amount of clove over the clove scent over the Captain's Choice, but it's not cloyingly sweet like some other aftershaves, like for instance, the Ogallala Sandalwood. To me, it just has kind of a cloyingly sweet smell that I don't really care for. Now, I like their peppercorn and lime one because it's not sweet like that other one, but I like the spicier scent of the Captain's Choice and the Kampert's and the Dominica Bay Rum. I think those for me are kind of capture what I'm looking for in a bay rum scent. And this one, like the Captain's Choice, also leaves the face feeling a bit moisturized afterwards, which is really nice. So there you go, Kampert's Finest Arcadia Spice Bay Rum. So just to kind of cap this off, this is what's left in the brush. I'm going to go ahead and just squeeze it out, and you can kind of see what we have there. And that's a pretty thick cream left, definitely enough for another pass or two. We'll go ahead and rinse that off. Okay, we'll set that aside. And then here's the old formulation, and we'll go ahead and squeeze that out. And again, a fair amount of cream left. And again, this cream just doesn't seem quite as dense. Seems just a tad bit thinner, but it's still great. I mean, you can see it. I mean, it's a great lather there. So, anyways, what I would say is that the new Razor Rock XXX really performs nicely. The scent is pretty close to the old formulation. It may not have as much. It may not have that quite the same spicy note to it that you get right up front. But when lathered, they smell almost identical. The performance is great. It actually might be a little bit denser lather, it performs excellent. Easy to lather, forms a great lather, leaves your face feeling nice afterwards, and it's a nice, slick, smooth substrate to shave on, and it works great. And so anyways, that's my comparison of the two. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment. I'll try and answer them the best I can, given the limitations of the new Facebook or YouTube messaging system, which totally stinks. But anyways, guys, have a great weekend. I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.